Hello students, let's read our question. What is the value of W in the equation model below? And I like these questions, they have a model and then the model can help us to check our algebraic work. The W's are negative. For negatives I'm going to be using orange. This is orange. Then we have two ones and the ones are positive. So I'm going to highlight those. And then I have some ones but they are negative. So I'm going to use this color to represent the negative. And now we're going to write this algebraically. So we have two W's and I'm going to use the orange. I have negative 2 times W. So we are repeating the negative W 2 times. That's what we're saying here. And then it has two positives, so we add two positives here. Because this is balanced, you see, it doesn't look like more tilted towards one side or the other. We said this is equal because of this beam that we have here, the beam balance. And on the other side of the equation, I count all these negatives and we have 4 here and 4 here, that it makes totally a negative. So you see how we're using the same colors, guys, so you can track me better. This two W's is this two W's, these two ones is this two ones, and this negative A is all of this right here. Awesome, guys. Now remember, our goal is to isolate the W so we can see what is the value of this W. And I get started by removing the ones, not the W, because the W's is what I'm trying to figure. To remove this two positive 2, I have to do the opposite. I need to make them zeros. So the way to make them zeros is by adding two negatives. Why? Because remember, every time that I have one negative and one positive, they become zero pairs. So they disappear. They're gonna become a 0. So this one and this one become a 0. And this one and this one become a 0 because they have the same value with opposite signs. And if we did adding two negatives here, we have to do the same thing on the other side to keep this balance. So I added two negatives, so that's what I have to do here. I have to add one negative and then another negative. Exactly what I did here. Now, how do I represent that algebraically? Well, the opposite of adding 2 is subtracting 2. And if I do it on the left side, we gotta do it on the right side of the equation as well. Before the equal sign and after the equal sign. Great. On the left side of the equal sign, these two, they will cancel because they are opposite signs with the same value. So I'm going to bring down the negative 2W, negative 2 times the W is the orange. We bring down the equal sign. This is because of the symbol that we have here. And now if I add A negatives and two negatives, like we have in the picture here, we're going to have 10 negatives. I'm going to call this operation A. See? And I'm going to do it on the side, like more step by step, so you can see how we got that number. Here. And I did negative 8 minus 2. Every time that I have a subtraction, it may look a little bit intimidating, but we can always rewrite it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, we keep the first number, we change the subtraction to addition, and we flip the sign of the second number. Now be very careful. This one here is the operation. Okay, so let's do it, guys. We keep the first number, it's a negative 8. We've changed the subtraction into addition. And now I get the opposite of we flip the sign of the second number. So I need to get the opposite of positive 2. What will be the opposite of positive 2? And the answer is negative 2. Because you see how this one's positive, now here will become negative. And now it will make sense. If I add A negatives and 2 negatives, just like we did in this picture here, that's going to be negative 10. Please don't think that negative 8 plus negative 2 is going to be a positive 10, because that is only for which two math operations? Multiplication and division, yes. But for addition and subtraction, it is different. Great. Okay, so now we have negative 2w is the same as negative 10. Now we're going to do the opposite of multiplying by negative 2. Or by looking at the picture, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how many w's are for every set of ones here. And if we're going to distribute them equally, what I'm going to say is, okay, for every negative w, I have this group which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for every negative w, I have those here. You see that, guys? What we did is we split the left side into two groups because I have two negative w's, and then I split all my negative ones into those two groups. So now we're going to do that algebraically. What is the opposite of multiplying by negative 2? And the answer is divide by negative 2. And if we do it on the left side, we're going to do it on the right side. Right here. Awesome, guys. So now I'm going to say negative 2 divided by negative 2, they will cancel out. And they're going to become a number 1. And a negative divided by a negative, the answer is positive. I'm going to bring down the w. I'm going to bring down the equal sign. And then I'm going to do my division. 10 divided by 2. And the answer is 5. Which is what we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then if I have a negative divided by a negative, the answer is positive. So I don't have to add the positive in front, implies that this is positive. Now that I don't have to write this one here, I'm just going to bring down the w, the equal, and the 5. And this is our answer, guys. We can look at the answer choices, and the answer choice will be letter C. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much.